Alright, nephews. Welcome to Scroll 67. It's almost midnight. I'm posting this within the hour, so if you're listening right now, you caught it fresh. Make sure you follow the pod wherever you at and leave a rating. I'm not saying that just to say it. Spotify only pushes niggas who look alive in the algorithm. Engagement equals oxygen. If you rock with Unk, tap the rating. Now, today was simple, but layered. I woke up on a Saturday, and last night I had my ass in the sauna. Sweat pouring, trying to detox, clean myself up. Flush toxins, reset the system. Told myself I was gonna follow that with the gym this morning. 'Cause ain't nothing like a productive Saturday morning. Saturday morning productivity is elite. Waking up early, washing your car, cutting grass, hitting the gym, handling business before the world fully wakes up. That shit feel nostalgic, like you stepping into manhood every single weekend. It's low-key one of the best parts of the week. Sunday mornings hit different too, depending on your culture. For me, Sunday meant church. And I ain't gonna lie, as a kid, I didn't love church. But church built community. Church was structure. Church was the weekly family performance. Everybody dressed up. Everybody in the same building, presenting ourselves to the world. And now that I'm older, I ain't been in church in a minute. Went on Easter. That's about it. Maybe I should go back. I don't know. But it made me wonder, what do families bond over when church ain't the anchor? Because some of y'all drink with your parents. And I cannot fathom that. I genuinely cannot imagine there being a beer in my dad's fridge, let alone me cracking one open in front of him like we fraternity brothers. Some of y'all are friends with your parents. That dynamic is foreign to me. Maybe it's beautiful. I don't know, but it's not my blueprint. But I did go see my dad today. The gym I went to is closer to my parents' house, so I slid through. And one thing about my old man, food is our bonding language. I walk in, he look at me. You ate? I say nah. Next thing I know, he frying a whole pack of sausage. Guess we eating breakfast, nigga. That's his love language, festive eating. He old school. But when it comes to food, he know how to have a good time. And every time we sit down, the conversation gets deep fast. Life, responsibility, legacy. I appreciate those moments more now than I ever did as a kid. And I had to clarify something too. I made a scroll before about distancing myself from my parents. Some of y'all thought I was pre-grieving their death. Nah, it's independence. As a grown man, you're not supposed to be dependent. If I moved to California tomorrow, I wouldn't see them often. So part of me trains for that mentally now, not because I don't love them, but because adulthood requires separation. I still go over there out of love. Always love. Now, I was supposed to link with a friend tonight. That fell through. And it made me reflect on something deeper. One of my close boys got his girl pregnant a few months ago. And ever since then, the friendship shifted. Not toxic, just different. Back in the day, he was the pull-up and bullshit friend. The vape plug when I quit vaping. The Broadway friend. We was outside. I was outside for hoes. He was outside for vibes, bad habits, low-key. But that was the dynamic. Once he got a girlfriend, she came first, and he made that clear. Now they're a combo deal. You can't hang with him without hanging with him and his girl. And I adore her. She cool as hell. But sometimes you just want solo time with your bro. Sometimes you want to say unfiltered shit without recalibrating your tone. When they told me she was pregnant, I knew. He was gone. Not gone forever. Just into a new phase. He a fiancé now, future husband, bought a house, responsible, handling business, and I respect it deeply. But I'm single. I'm building DeepFriedLogic. I'm trying to be in the mix. We in different lanes right now. And that's okay, because friendships are seasonal. Everybody on their own arc. You come together for a season, then the story shifts. Be grateful for the moments. And me and him, we got WWE. I'm going over there next week to watch WWE. And that's why we'll never not be friends. WWE friendships are elite. Y'all anime niggas understand. Shared emotional moments build bonds. Watching John Cena turn heel with somebody, that's a core memory. That's history. Wrestling fans be locked in because you felt the same emotions at the same time. That shit stick. But then I spiraled. Because I realized something else. My early 20s? I was deep in the mix. Football teams. 2 colleges. Locker rooms full of personalities. Being submerged in social chaos. I don't know if I'll ever be that immersed again. Unless DeepFriedLogic explodes. And that thought low-key scares me. Because what if I end up in rooms with celebrities? What if I'm standing in front of John Cena and he talking to me? Nigga, I'm losing all aura. He like, what's up, Unk? And I'm just staring at him like, what the fuck am I doing here? We love a good spiral. Now listen, this part is dark. It's Black History Month. Give this Negro the mic. We all learned about American slavery in school. Horrific, evil, disgusting, rightfully so. But here's what messed me up. Only about 400,000 enslaved Africans were brought to America. 12 million were taken from Africa. 12 million. Do the math. If only 400,000 came here, where the hell did the other millions go? Brazil, the Caribbean. Brazil alone took millions. And from what I've been reading, Brazilian slavery made American slavery look like mercy. Life expectancy for an enslaved person in Brazil after arrival? 7 years. 7. They weren't building generational populations. They were being worked to death. When they died, they just went back and got more. Replace, repeat, replace, repeat. Human beings treated like disposable equipment. That's why when I say they probably had a nigga biting toenails, I'm not trying to shock you for no reason. I'm saying the brutality was so insane, so specific, so dehumanizing, that if they wanted a man whose whole existence was to sit at somebody's feet and bite their toenails off, they could have done that. And nobody would have blinked. That's how little enslaved people were seen as human. 7 years and you're dead, worked into the dirt, replaced. So when I loop back and say, yeah, they probably had a nigga biting toenails, I mean that as a symbol of how absurdly disposable black bodies were treated in that system. It sounds ridiculous. But the system itself was more ridiculous. And what blows my mind is, we didn't learn that in school. We didn't learn that Brazil is one of the most black countries outside of Africa. We didn't learn that millions went somewhere other than America. Because American media centers America. Our story first. Our trauma first. Our lens first. And I'm not minimizing American slavery at all. I'm saying the story is bigger than we were told. And that realization? That shit hit me. So yeah, they probably didn't literally have a nigga biting toenails. But based on the brutality, if they wanted to, they absolutely could have. And I'm mad we weren't taught that. I didn't even know Brazil had that kind of black population. That's crazy to me. I low-key want to visit and see it for myself. But that realization also showed me something about American media. We center ourselves. We export our narrative, like soccer versus football. I was watching a debate, and as an American, football clears soccer. Don't argue with me. But globally, soccer dominates. World Cup viewership dwarfs the Super Bowl. In America, football is king. College football especially. Because we control the narrative here. America exports media. We tell our story first. The whole world consumes it. So we grow up hyper-aware of American slavery, but ignorant of Brazilian slavery. Narrative control shapes perception. That's wild. And speaking of perception, I found a better way to handle DeepFriedLogic. The last 3 days, I've been offline. Not checking followers, not reading comments, not staring at numbers, because that dopamine loop is dangerous. Post, likes, validation, repeat. It starts replacing real life. But when I unplug, I return to reality. And DeepFriedLogic comes from real life. Growth overwhelmed me a little. More eyeballs means more opinions, more love, more hate. That's the game. And hopefully when I start getting paid for it, it'll make even more sense. But honestly, I wouldn't live any other way. So yeah, Saturday sauna, church nostalgia, dad frying sausage, independence, friends evolving, WWE bonds, fear of fame, Black History Month, Brazilian slavery, and a toenail-biting slave. Soccer versus football, media narrative control, digital detox, all recorded at midnight. If it made you think, good. If it made you uncomfortable, even better. Keep God first. Be a real nigga. Do the right thing. And don't stop, because once you stop, your dreams stop. Have a good night or good morning, nephew. Unc loves you.